Pisces, let's get into a reading. We're going to dig into the energy coming towards you during Mercury Retrograde. So it is coming up. We're going to see the energy that you can expect to deal with so you can be prepared, whether it's good, it's bad, it's beautiful, it's ugly. We're going to see. Keep an open mind, guys. If you need anything, check it out down below. So there will be a challenge coming in that's going to make you use your intellectual brain for you to be able to get through it. It's going to be a challenge that's going to kind of feel hard to get over, but I see you getting over it. I feel like for some of you, you could also be getting information during this time where some of the information is going to be missing, okay? Oh, great. You've got conflict coming in. So here in your very near future, there's going to be an event or there's going to be a situation where conflict is going to happen. Now, it's interesting. I just posted a video a few days ago talking about drama. Here we go. So someone is about to bring some sort of drama in, and you might have to use your intelligence to get through this challenge. They're asking you, is this situation worth your time? This person could be very ambitious, but they could have the tendency to use their ambition in a bad way. Here's an example. People who are gangsters, thugs, felons, they have ambition. It takes a lot for you to learn how to deal drugs correctly, professionally, for years without getting caught. The sneakiness that you have to be. It takes a lot for you to learn how to steal a car, rob someone, and to do it effectively. It's a little bit of like trial and error, okay? They have to be intellectual. They also might have challenges that come up that they would not see. You don't know if you're going to rob somebody, if they're going to have a gun, if they're going to have a knife, if they know how to fight, if they're going to kind of fight or flee. You don't know what they're going to do. You're going to have to think on your feet. Those people are very ambitious people. If they took that passion and that intense fight or flight energy and put it into something that they cared about and they loved, it would soar in a way that they would not maybe imagine. And what tends to happen is the people who are in those households, those situations, those lifestyles, it's usually because it was taught. And they don't know any other way to live. It's not because they want to be that way. It's because that's the way that they deem life to be. And usually it isn't until they get caught or they get in trouble that they realize, oh wait, I'm smarter than that. And all I needed was information for me to see that there's a different life out there. I needed the help. I needed the information. And it wasn't that they lacked ambition on being better people or making better choices. It's that they didn't know until they knew. And once you know, you can harness that ambition into something different and give something momentum that is positive. I would also think about those kids in school who were fighters. They're very ambitious. They will fight anyone and anything, and they will tell you very quick how they will win. Yet maybe they're taking their ambition and they're using it in a negative way because that's all that they know. That's what they're taught. Maybe they come to school and want to fight everybody because everybody at home is trying to fight them. So that's all they know. They're like, oh, we got a problem? I'll solve it. Let's fight. They can be very, very, very ambitious. And if you put them in the right circumstance, in the right moment, in the right place with the right person, and you can harness that into something that they love and that brings them joy, their life would change forever. But sometimes people will start drama and conflict and pettiness and arguments because they don't know how to harness that ambition. That's what I'm saying here. I'm saying here in your near future, there's going to be an event where you're going to be asked to respond intellectually, not emotionally. This could be a fight at work. This could be a fight with someone that you love. This could be a fight with a family member. This could be a fight with a fucking stranger. And in that moment, you're going to have to look at them and go, should I throw hands or should I pray for you? I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you. That could be something you need to do. Okay? I'm saying here that you might be finding something out that could be hard for you to receive. This could be a truth. This could be a message of bad news to you. This could be something that brings relief, but also sadness. So for some of you, you're going to get communication around a circumstance or a situation that's going to bring you clarity and closure, but it's also going to bring an energy of sadness. So what I think of is maybe finding out someone you want to be with is with someone else. Maybe finding out what your happily ever after looks like is not possible. So what do I think of? Again, I think of maybe your forever person that you deem your forever person, heaven forbid, pass away, marry someone else, move countries. This could be a family dynamic where you are like, well, I want to be close to my mom and my dad. They might do something that makes you realize that they don't want to be close to you like that. And your happily ever after might have looked a certain way. And you getting a message of truth or a message of bad news, it's going to be blunt. It's like, you need to hear this. You need to hear. We got to rip this Band-Aid off, baby. You got to know what's happening. The reason they're doing that is for it to bring relief and sadness to the table. You need to feel how it hurts, but you also need to recognize that it feels like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. This is an opportunity for you to go after something new, something fresh, something different. For some of you, you could have been addicted to getting something and you're not going to get it. That's what I'm saying. I am saying here coming up during Mercury Retrograde, you're going to have a hard time sleeping. You're going to have a lot of fear coming out. You're going to have a lot of opportunities where you're going to need to refocus your thoughts, okay? The worry and the fear could be around falling in love, could be around your romantic relationships, could be around forgiveness, could be around you giving up and not giving up on people that you claim to love. This Mercury retrograde is going to bring a lot of uneasy energy out of you, okay? You're going to hear hard truths. You're going to hear things you don't want to hear. You're going to hear messages that are maybe very blunt. You're going to have people want to start drama with you, and you're going to have to look at them and recognize that they are directing ambition towards you when they need to actually put it into a craft or a hobby, and you ain't the one. But you're going to have to decide in those moments, do you want to be defensive? Do you want to approach this from an emotional standpoint or from an intellectual standpoint? Do you want to go banging on that person's door that you claim to be in love with, but they just moved on? Do you want to go banging on their door, pouring out your heart to them? Or are you going to close the chapter with dignity and say, you know what? I feel a little bit of relief. I feel a little bit of relief because I was so confused, because I was so unsure. If this is someone going towards their happily ever after and you're getting the truth that it isn't you, you need to recognize that you could have been a little addicted to walking through that doorway with them, so much so that it wasn't in your best interest. And it could hurt, but it could also feel, again, stress lifting. It's like a weight off your shoulders. Some of you have got to recognize that that person was not your happiness, that you were kind of addicted to being able to win them, have them. There could have even been an unwillingness to see that that person was not your wishes coming true. You could have been overanalyzing a situation or a dynamic instead of following your own heart. There is someone who will make you happier. This person lacks integrity or has questionable motives. So if this is a person, you need to see that this person has questionable motives. Now, if this is a job or a family dynamic or a situation that you're in, what I'm saying is that you're going to get a message of truth or a message of bad news. Somebody's going to start conflict with you, okay? you might go to a family reunion or a family dynamic, and you might feel that people are kind of bullying you. You might feel that you're kind of being backed up in a corner. Maybe you're going to go visit your cousins. And when you get there, there could be a message of truth or a message of bad news. It could start some sort of conflict or drama, and you could feel kind of ganged up on. I'm saying that you need to see that this is your wishes being fueled in a backwards way. You're going to be like, how the fuck is that, Danielle? How is them pushing me out being my wishes being fulfilled? Well, first, these are people who lack integrity. These are people who have questionable motives. So when the universe pulls you out of a situation, it's because they hear conversations and they see things going on that you don't. So if someone sees someone as their emotional fulfillment, well, that's my best friend, that's my favorite cousin, I got their back. You know the saying, birds of a feather flock together. So if they've got their back, it's more than likely because they are one of the same. They see the similarities between them and that person. So of course they're going to have their back. So they're saying that instead of maybe fighting for a lover who didn't choose you, or standing up in a situation where you're feeling bullied or defeated, instead of proving your point, showing up and trying to, again, get your way, maybe see, okay, there's conflict, I need to walk away, this has kind of stressed me out, but it is what it is. I see this change happening very quickly. I see this change happening very quickly. Here in your near future, I see you really diving in on something that you love. So if this is a lover, you're going to pay a lot of attention to them and really pour into them a lot here coming up. Some of you could be going back to school. Some of you could be going to like a seminar or a coaching session or a workshop, something of that sort. Some of you could be hiring a spiritual advisor or a mentor or a therapist. I see you really working hard, and I see you getting success from that work. And I see you enjoying it. And I see people even recognizing that you're enjoying it. So let's say that this is being a partner, your job, a hobby that you're starting. I see you mastering it. So you're going to be like a damn good parent. You're going to be really good at your craft, your skill. You're going to be really good at being a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. And I see people recognizing you for that. But I also see you maybe pouring a little too much into it. So some of you, if this is a partner, you might start flaking on your friends or making excuses on why you can't come. They're saying be careful in your extremes when it comes to you giving your time and your money or even emotions, because you're going to see how it's really going to affect your life. So here's an example. If this is a cousin dynamic where there's a happy dynamic here and you want to make a comment about that cousin, maybe go ahead and prepare for that cousin to say something to them and then your third cousin to come and get in your face. You might then learn in that moment that you have extremes when it comes to you maybe saying too much, giving too much of your emotions, being too vulnerable, especially when you think that you're safe and you're not. So you might hear coming up, might trust a coworker a little too much, trust a family member a little too much, and then they're going to kind of go run and tell someone, and then that's going to start drama. And you're going to see that you need to manage your emotions a little bit better, that you, one, need to quit trusting that person, but two, you maybe shouldn't have told them that from the get-go. You probably should have just shut your mouth. That's what I'm saying here. I see you being defensive if that takes place. Now, if you get into some sort of drama or conflict, I see that that's going to move very quickly. So let's say that you get into it with a client at work, a customer at work, a family member, a colleague, someone, a lover. it's going to move very quickly. The fight's going to be very quick. It might be something as simple as they say something, you say something, they say something, you say something, and before you know it, they've done stormed out, and you're like, how the did that just happen? Well, they said something smart, so I just said something smart back, and the next thing you know, we're fighting, and now we're in the office, and it's a whole thing, and now they're thinking about leaving and packing their shit and us breaking up. How did this even happen? That's what I'm saying here for some of you, okay? So for some of you, maybe just go ahead and prepare people to be a little snappy, a little quick to spill the tea. So what do I mean by that? Maybe the next few weeks, don't tell something to someone unless you want everybody to know. If you ain't willing to say it to so-and-so's face, don't say it to nobody else, okay? Because I'm seeing that there might be an opportunity here coming up where you might say something about someone and you might have to say it to their face. They might come up and say something with you, say something to you, and you're gonna have to decide whether or not you wanna stand up, if it's even relevant, if it's worth your time. They're also telling you not to worry too much about it. If you get into a tiff with the lover, emotions are high, it's going to be fine. If you get into a tiff with some sort of friend of a friend, a coworker, a cousin, I think it's going to be fine. They're saying that your fears might kind of grow out of proportion over the next few weeks because you're going to be expecting the worst. You're going to be scared that something's going to happen where you're going to have to ask for forgiveness, or someone's going to give up on you, or you're going to get fired, or you're going to get kicked out of the friend group. Just don't worry. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. So why is this happening? Again, it could be showing you that these people lack integrity or that they have questionable motives. It could be for you to embrace the relationships that feel like true love and the friendships that are intimate. So if you're planning anything for your future here coming up, they want you to be patient because there's a lot of things that you don't know that's going to affect your future. So if you're single right now, it could be a little bit of like, okay, well, Danielle, I'm planning trips for next year. Okay, you do your thing, but maybe make sure 1 or 2 more people can go with you because you might not be single next year, okay? Because your intuition is going to be telling you to do certain things, but your intuition is also going to tell you that there's things hidden from you. So you might be making plans this year that you might not be able to follow through next year. If you're single this year, you might not be single next year. If something seems like it's a good idea right now and you start planning for the long term, something might happen in the far future where you are then going to worry, oh, are we going to be able to go on that trip? I didn't get insurance, but I don't want to miss it. And oh my gosh, this is happening and it's cutting it really close to our trip. Things are going to start taking place closer to that timeline, closer to next year. And your life is going to be so different that you might wish that you wouldn't have made such long-term plans, is what I'm saying, okay? I am saying here in the next few weeks, they want you to just let go of any fears. Don't be worried about people starting conflict with you. Don't be worried about your resources. I am saying that you need to manage your resources wisely, but also just be smart. Don't be too extreme in your buying and your saving because that's going to show a scarcity mindset. And then it's just going to enable that, okay? It's just going to enable the feelings or the emotions that there isn't enough when there's plenty for you. They want you to stay focused the next few weeks. They want you to stay driven. They want you to fall in love with life or fall in love with someone around you on a deeper level. For some of you, there could be someone coming back where you're going to have to forgive them or where there's an opportunity for you to forgive them. And an opportunity for you guys to give to one another equally and for you guys to fall in love with one another. And they're saying, listen, if you love this person, don't give up on them, okay? Don't give up on them. And also don't have so much fear around the relationship that you start seeing things that are not there. Here's an example. If you think that your partner is cheating on you, then every time they pick up their phone and they maybe look a little like this and the phone isn't like this at you, you're going to think that they're cheating. Why? Because in your mind, that's a sign. I don't have any proof, but instead of them going like this, they went like this. So they have to be cheating. They have to be, right? Okay, well, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy because you might then start pointing, picking up on all these signs and these symbols when in reality, maybe their back's hurting. Maybe they're tired. Maybe there's a glare on their phone. Maybe they were taking a picture of you and you didn't know that. And that fear is going to start seeping in, and you're going to start acting in a way that's not necessarily beneficial for the relationship, which is then going to lead to exactly what you didn't want it to lead to, okay? So be careful of that as well. Now, I'm saying once this ending is brought through. So remember, there's going to be an ending coming in. You're either about to find out that someone has moved on to something else, and that's giving you the opportunity to finally go to something new. It's kind of like the universe knew that you weren't going to abandon someone you love. So the universe is like, we need them to move the hell on. So you will finally recognize that this is kind of a blessing in disguise. There's a reason you feel lifted. You feel inspired to, I can breathe. Why? Because there's no more confusion. There's no more illusion. There's no more what ifs. There's no more when. There's no more of any of that. Because that's happening, it's leading you to a place for your dreams to become reality. Because before you would have overlooked it. Before you would have thought that it was someone else when in reality it wasn't. Now, if this is you getting pushed out of something, again, let's say that you cannot trust someone and it's about to become very, very, very clear because it's going to lead to a challenging time. That is happening for you to end that part of your life. If this is a friend starting some drama, it's time to cut that friend out. That's why this is happening. If this is a job, it's time to cut it out. That's why this is happening. This is happening for you to see that this ending is in your benefit. And that's then going to lead you towards some sort of dream becoming a reality. This could be something that you've wished for. You could have wished for a sign. I just want to know if this is happening behind my back. I just want to know if this is my forever. I just want to know, kind of thing. Something is being pushed out of your way so you can go towards everything and more. So you can go towards your wishes coming true, your dreams being a reality, a good fortune, and having faith that everything's going to be okay. But maybe for some time you didn't feel that way. Is this a relationship or a dynamic that once made you emotionally fulfilled? Ugh. It's something that burdens you. It's something that you dread. So if this is a relationship, it's a relationship that puts a weight on you because you don't know how they feel. You don't know what they want. A relationship that is safe, you're going to know this person's intentions if it was safe. You're going to know what they want from you, how they feel about you. And if you don't know any of that, the relationship is not safe yet, okay? It's still unfamiliar. It's still in the new stage. And if it isn't, then it's more than likely some sort of unrequited relationship. That's what I'm seeing here. This could have been the kind of relationship where it was unrequited. This could have been the kind of friendship or a job where you got to a point where you were hating it. I don't like to go hang out with so-and-so. Every time I go hang out with this dynamic, these boys, this woman, these friends, it's a weight. This could just be giving you permission to let it go. This is literally giving you permission to see that this is not what you want it to be. Again, someone here could be moving on to someone new. And it could be putting you in a sense of anxiety. Oh, my baby. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition could be telling you that if someone is going to another relationship, that it might not be what they make it seem on the outside, and your intuition's correct. But your intuition is also asking, what am I supposed to learn here? You're supposed to learn that that's not meant for you. Anything that stresses you out or does not bring a sense of value into your life is not meant for you. If you have to question what you are to someone, or if they're a good friend to you, or if they have your back, then that within itself is an answer. If you're thinking of a friend and going, can I trust them? Are they being honest? If they lie to everyone else, do they lie to me? That is your answer. You're feeling that for a reason. If you're thinking that about a lover, well, are they ever going to give to me? Do they really love me? Do they care about me? That within itself is an answer. That puts a burden on your shoulders because you don't know what's going on in this relationship. And that within itself makes it not a safe relationship. If this person wanted to have something with you, I think that they would be completely transparent and honest with you. And I think that's the reason why this is happening, is because they are allowing you to manifest something better for yourself, something that is tempered and balanced, someone who is patient, Now, if this is a job or a family dynamic or a friend dynamic, I see that this is something that you've manifested. So if you've been kind of wanting to dip out of a relationship or a career or a job, I'm seeing that challenges that are about to come in is like your body's way of manifesting it because you wanted it. So if you start having problems here coming up with a friend, you might have been kind of fed up with them 10 weeks ago, 10 months ago. You just didn't nip it in the bud. You were still being patient. You were still having that mindset of, but Danielle, love is patient, love is kind, love is forgiving. But this might be giving you an opportunity to cut them off. I don't want to be friends with them no more. Again, this could be that lover going after someone else, recognizing that they were manifesting something different, something that they deemed balanced, and they did not see that it was you. And that could burden you because that's not a message of good news for you. You wanted it to be you. But that could be opening you up to an opportunity for you to go after something better suited for you. But it could have been something that you didn't have the strength and the courage to go after, which is why the universe had to, again, remember me saying when you love deep. You're the kind of person where you will love to the demise of yourself because that is how unconditional your love is. There is no conditions. That could have been a problem here though. You could have loved this friend, this family member, this lover, this job so much so that it started hurting you more than helping you. It started hindering you more than helping you. So Mercury retrograde could be pulling in a lot of harsh truths for you to finally let it go, for you to finally learn a lesson and do the self-reflection that you are the maker of your life. And if you don't want to be friends with someone, you don't have to be. You don't have to explain it to them. You don't have to give them a reason. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Now, should you put yourself in this person's shoes and be respectful? Absolutely. But you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Same if this is a person. You've learned a lot about what you don't and do want, and what you've learned is that you're the maker of your life and you need to quit apologizing for leaving things behind. Not dealing with drama if you don't want to. Giving up on a job because it's like, I knew this was going to bite me in the butt. You're right, it is, but that's okay. Now, someone in the far, far, far future could apologize to you about something that took place. So let's say that this is a lover that chooses someone else over you. That person that they choose, if they ever run into you, might tell you, I'm really sorry that you weren't chosen. It really sucks. I don't want you to think that I feel that I won over you. I just feel that I'm better suited for them. Like, that's kind of the energy I'm getting. It isn't someone who's going to be mean. It isn't someone who's going to be vicious. Now, if this is a coworker or a family member or a friend that you're about to get into it with, this is someone that they're gonna want like an apology from you, or they're gonna want a certain type of communication from you that I don't think you're gonna give. This person is feeling very, very, very discontent. This could be a friend, a coworker, or a circumstance that's not been satisfied with you for at least 4 weeks, 4 months, or 4 years. And it's about to kind of come to a head. So this is a friend where you've been having problems for 4 years. This is that coworker where the past 4 days, 4 weeks, they've been acting iffy, and you've been going around going, I know they gonna say something to me. I know, because they've been acting that way. Y'all, so-and-so's gonna start with me, and I can done feel it. And you can kind of feel it brewing. That's about to take place. And that could just push you to quit going to that friend's house, to quit going to that job, to quit working there, to quit trying to be nice to that coworker. It's going to push you to make some sort of change that you have not wanted to make simply because it was kind of inconvenient. But this circumstance burdening you, taking place, is going to push you into a place where you're like, okay, I've got to take action. This cannot happen anymore. That's what I'm seeing here, okay? So that's what's going to be taking place. I'm going to leave this here. Have a blessed day.